Good morning, everybody. I'm T.A. Walker from Tennessee, South Florida, here at WPTV News Channel 5.
And I'm Victoria Lewis. I'm a digital producer here, and good morning.
Good morning. There is so much to unpack about what we've learned overnight from the Delray Beach Pride Market Monument. I went through the police report last night, and it was really interesting to find out what we've learned in this report about the vandalism. First, I want to kind of talk to you about what happened at this intersection. When you look at it, it looks like somebody who didn't see a stop sign and just braked real hard, right?
You want to give people the benefit of the doubt, right?
Exactly. So there's this video that we don't have the rights to that we're desperately trying to be able to play. And it's of this gentleman going through this intersection. Allegedly, a gentleman went through this intersection and he had his brakes on and his gas pedal on, and he's going through this intersection to cause damage to it. Now, let me just lay out some of the evidence that we have. First off, Kathy, can you put up the map, please? Approximately 30 vehicles met at a Palm Beach County Republican Executive Committee, joined the tag team to rally to celebrate President Trump's birthday. The police report says about 30 vehicles met there. Now, they had a map that they distributed at the event of where they wanted the parade to go. And this is what I find interesting, is they start at Delray Marketplace on Lyons Road and Atlantic Avenue, and they travel about 8 miles this way to basically Old School Square. Now, this is where there's some ambiguity between the police report and what they actually did. Maybe the directions said to do one thing and the people knew the area, and so they went the other way. But we know they eventually came up this street right here. This intersection is where the Pride Monument is in Delray Beach. Maybe I should zoom in a little bit more. This intersection right here. So you have the Hyatt Hotel here, and we know they turned past the Hyatt Hotel and went west. So why is that important? Well, as they went through the intersection, and most of the cars that we saw in this social media video had a Donald Trump flags. Obviously, they're fans of the the car in front of the truck in front of the truck that did the damage yelled out the window and said, "Adam, tear up the gay intersection." And so as he stomped on his brakes and his gas at the same time, it caused this damage that we see right here. And it does feel so intentional as they're doing it. Now, this intersection is a permanent fixture that cost $16,720 for the city of Delray Beach to put together. So now he has he doesn't have possible, he has charges and jail time. Can you kind of go through that for us, Victoria? Because there's some interesting laws that just came into effect that are kind of ironic.
There's a brand new Florida law that could face him tougher penalty charges. This was actually a law very much championed by Governor Ron DeSantis. At that time when the law was passed, the focus was kind of on Confederate monuments. It's the Combating Public Disorder Law. It was kind of part of the series of laws that he passed after the BLM protests last summer. And it basically says that if someone defaces a monument like willfully and maliciously, and it includes like anything that's like a memorial or historical, basically like city art projects and those sort of things, that is a much harsher penalty. That is I think a second degree felony, excuse me, and he could be looking at serious jail time.
That's so interesting, and it's kind of ironic that it was meant to protect a different the Confederate monuments, and it definitely was not intended to protect a pride monument that's there in Delray Beach.
Both ways. You have to think about that when you write these sort of laws. Specificity is your friend.
Well, and this check marks all the boxes from that bill that was signed into law. Juneteenth is now a federal holiday. Kathy, can you play us a clip?
A majority of Democrats and Republicans voted yes on the law that makes Juneteenth a federal holiday.
The bill is passed.
Recognizing the end of slavery. President Biden says it's a start.
We can't rest till the promise of equality is fulfilled for every one of us in every corner of this nation.
So that is interesting. So do federal workers get today off? Is that how that's working since it's tomorrow?
Yeah, normally it would be pushed to Monday, but they actually have today off. I have a friend that works for Space Force, actually, and he just texted me like, well, I just got tomorrow off. Like, I'm like, that's good for you. We don't get any holidays off.
I wonder if like next year more companies will include that in their holidays, or, you know, sometimes we have here at Scripps is the company that owns WPTV. We have floating holidays. Maybe that'll become one of those holidays is Juneteenth. Maybe next year.
I don't think anybody... Yeah, going to complain about having an extra day off. And I have seen some conversation about people being like, wow, Juneteenth, that really kind of came out of nowhere. And while it wasn't widely celebrated here in South Florida, TA, you and I both lived in Texas, and that is where Juneteenth happened. And it has always been a huge holiday there.
It always has been a huge holiday. And one of our coworkers said, my sister-in-law is in the Coast Guard and just got today off because of it. So surprise, surprise, surprise.
I like surprise 3-day weekends.
Hey, right? Juneteenth events. Now, this one sounds very interesting. The Spady Cultural Heritage Museum, in collaborations with the Arts Garage, will welcome Pat Mother Blues Cohen and Dr. Joan Cartwright to host a special concert, and the focuses of their 2021 Juneteenth celebration. The event starts at 8 o'clock tomorrow at the Arts Garage. Tickets cost $40. Then up in Fort Pierce, there's a free event. Their theme is Still Breaking the Chains. That will be held in Dreamland Park tomorrow from 2 to 7. There'll be local vendors, speakers, bounce houses, and entertainments. And I know there's many, many, many more events going around in our viewing area. I just have a list of 5 things to do this weekend, and these are 2 of them I put on the list because we have some other things that we're going to put on the list, but we'll get to that in just a little bit. Now there's 2 Supreme Court rulings, right?
Yeah, you know, it is the season for decisions with the Supreme Court. They handed out 2 major decisions yesterday. First and foremost was they upheld the Affordable Care Act again. This is the 3rd time that the Affordable Care Act, also known as Obamacare, has gone to the Supreme Court. It was California v. Texas. They were trying to say that since President Trump changed the fee that you had to pay if you didn't have insurance to $0, and therefore the rest of the law could be invalidated. In a 7-2 decision, the Supreme Court disagreed, and the Affordable Care Act will remain.
And then there was a second decision, right?
A second decision was Fulton versus the city of Pennsylvania. Basically, what was happening there was a Catholic-based organization that helps the city with their foster care system was not placing children with LGBTQ plus couples. And basically, the arguments there came down to that the city of Philadelphia had already made some exceptions with contractors with helping with their foster care system. And the Supreme Court said if you're going to make some exceptions for some, then you have to make exceptions for everybody in that case.
Got it. Thank you. Now, shifting gears into things that aren't so serious. There is so much live music this weekend. I am ecstatic about it. First up,
all coming back.
It is. First up, we have the Juneteenth celebration, which I told you about. But secondly, we have Abacoa's concert series. They have a free Caribbean Chillers is the name of the band. It's a tribute band to Jimmy Buffett. It's going to be tomorrow from 6:30 to 10 o'clock in downtown Abacoa. And Big Dog Ranch Rescue is actually sponsoring the event, and they'll have dogs on site available for adoption. So that's a lot of fun.
Oh, that's great.
And I was listening to the video of them, the Caribbean Chillers, and it's pretty spot on. So it's pretty good. And then
that sounds like a new kind of White Claw or something, Caribbean Chillers.
Yes, it does. And then Beer Fest Under the Stars on Lake Worth, they want you to dress in your best 80s gear. They have a band called Private Stock, and they are good. I watched their video on Facebook, and the lead singer is a female, but she was singing Journey songs, and she nailed it. She's so good. It's at the American German Club of the Palm Beaches in Lake Worth. Gates open at 5 o'clock tomorrow. It's a free event, and you can pay more to get some VIP treatment. I think it's around $35. Now I want to bring in our friend from the South Florida Science Center. Hi, Melinda. How are you?
Good morning.
I think you're muted.
All
There
right.
we
Can
go.
you hear me? Thank you for
Yeah.
having me.
That is something we've all done in COVID over and over again. It doesn't matter how many times you prepare. You mute yourself, you're going.
Yep. But thank you so much for having me. I love talking to you guys.
Well, you have something going on at the Science Center tomorrow, and it's called Hometown Hero Appreciation Day. And it really was, I think, the brainchild of the CEO, Kate, right? Because she served in the branch of service, right?
You got it. Yeah, we're so excited to host this event for our local hometown heroes, as you said. So it's active duty military veterans, first responders, and Gold Star families, and all of their families. So these guests can bring up to 5 guests and get into the Science Center and enjoy this huge event for free. And this is the brainchild of our amazing and fearless leader, our president and CEO, Kate Aritza, who did serve in the Navy for 10 years. So it's close to home for all of us at the Science Center, and we're honored to host it.
So she served in a branch of the military, like you said, and she wanted to bring this event about. Why?
It's just so important, especially over the last year. You know, it really hit home for us to see these people out in the community being so selfless and leading such selfless careers. And here you go. Here's a great example of some of our local community members that we're partnering with. You have our president and CEO on the left there, Bill, who actually was a prisoner of war in Vietnam, and he's bringing some amazing military vehicles, as you see behind them. And then Linnell
Cool.
with Forgotten Soldiers Outreach. And then all the way on the right, you have Mike Durkee from Wounded Veterans Relief Fund. So all of these individuals make such an impact in our community, but also overseas. And so we're really excited to host this. We're going to have a free barbecue for heroes. We're going to have a dunk tank, so you can actually dunk all these people in this picture. And lots of live science shows and just so many other amazing activities for all ages.
Well, I'm reading you have a mini golf tournament, carnival games, robot battles.
Robot battles. Now that sounds fun.
Yeah, we love the battle bots. We have a local battle bots team here in South Florida. So, and that's the Witch Doctor. So if you're a battle bots fan, you can come and see Witch Doctor and some other local robots battle. So there's really something for everybody at this event.
I wish we could pull this photo back out a little bit, because behind that truck is a Rosie the dinosaur. And I don't know if she still does, but she's had a mask on during the coronavirus pandemic. And it was really, really cute. And the reason I bring up Rosie is because inside you have a dinosaur exhibit that's still going on, right?
We do. And yes, I know you know Rosie very well, and she's so excited to see you later today. But yeah, we have a new summer exhibit called Dinosaur Revolution. And it's not your normal animatronic, dinosaurs that you can't interact with. This is actually a giant maze that you can interact with, you can get hands-on with. There's a rock climbing wall, a mini zip line, and it's just teaching everybody, all of our guests of all ages, about the Mesozoic era.
Yeah, so the way you get through the maze is if you answer the questions correctly. So when Melinda and I did it, I kept answering incorrectly. The answers aren't what you think. So yes, the right rock climbing wall and the zip line are for the kids, but you can actually, as an adult, learn a lot of stuff you may have forgotten or never learned in school about dinosaurs. So it's always good to see the dinosaurs exhibits come through the Science Center. Well, I'll see you in a little bit at 11:44 on WPTV News Channel 5.
Sounds great. Thanks.
Thanks, Melinda, for joining us. Appreciate that.
That sounds so fun. Battle robots, like a real sphinx in a maze. You got to answer questions. That sounds so great.
It does. And we're going to share another screen here because now let me hit the Chrome tab and share audio and get the right thing, because I watched this morning. It was the funniest thing. The Friends cast went onto James Corden, and it's a form of carpool.
They do karaoke.
Kind of, and I'm only going to play a clip because we don't own it. You can go find it on Twitter. I'm hitting the wrong thing.
I'm curious about anything.
We're all in a car together, and I was wondering if it was okay with you if we could listen to some music. Would that be okay? Yeah, sure. Are you ready? Yeah. Okay, here we go.
They have to be so sick of that song by now.
I have to be. But I noticed like David Schwimmer stops singing in the middle of it, so that was really good. But go find that on Twitter if you want to have a smile on your face today. We'll see you here next week. Bye, guys.
See ya.